We just received this data, and we are seeing here a 2D map of the EM survey we made yesterday.
For centuries, the tomb of Genghis Khan remained a mystery.
Why the Huns hid treasures here in Altyn Kazgan.
Genghis Khan ensured his tomb stayed a secret, and no one had ever found it.
You guys better pack up and wrap up. It's really dumping now, right on the other ridge. It's gonna come at us right now.
But now, scientists have searched for a lost tomb, and their discovery is shocking. The tomb of Genghis Khan remains elusive, but there have been expeditions that claim to have found potential sites. Imagine uncovering the tomb of one of history's most powerful leaders, Genghis Khan. Even after nearly 800 years, his burial place remains a mystery that explorers and archaeologists continue to chase. The search for his tomb has been ongoing for centuries, with many speculating that it's near Burkhan Khaldun, a sacred mountain in Mongolia. But despite numerous attempts, no one has been able to find it. In 2004, excitement grew when a Japanese-Mongolian team discovered Genghis Khan's palace, which led to hopes that the tomb could be nearby. However, this did not lead to the actual discovery. Researchers like Maury Kravitz spent decades searching in Mongolia, but their efforts faced bad luck. One team even had members bitten by snakes. Some believe that the tomb is cursed and protected from discovery, but that hasn't stopped adventurers from continuing their investigations. Over the years, many legends have emerged about the tomb's location. Some say that after his death, Genghis Khan's soldiers were killed to keep the tomb a secret, and others claim that a river was diverted to hide it. The most famous story is that horses were set loose to trample the ground, erasing all evidence of the burial site. Still, these legends have not been able to confirm where Genghis Khan is buried. Today, technology offers new hope. Researchers like Alan Nichols believe the tomb could be located somewhere else in Mongolia. Nichols, who has spent years researching the burial site, is convinced that Mountain X, a secret location, holds the key. Nichols and his team have been gathering evidence using tools like magnetometers and ground-penetrating radar. Their goal is to prove that this sacred site is where Genghis Khan's tomb lies, though they're careful to keep its location secret for fear of what could happen if it's found. In the end, despite all the research, the tomb remains elusive. Many historians and locals believe it's better left undiscovered, as Genghis Khan is seen almost as a god in Mongolia. Still, the search continues, and one day we might finally uncover the secrets of the great Mongol leader's final resting place. Another monumental discovery, the remains of Richard III, were discovered in 2012 beneath a car park in Leicester, England. In 2012, something amazing happened in Leicester, England. Archaeologists discovered the remains of King Richard III in a car park. This was a huge moment for history because Richard had been lost to time for centuries. It was like finding a hidden treasure buried beneath the ground. But how did they find him? And what did they uncover? The tomb of Richard III was originally located at Greyfriars Priory, but after the friary was destroyed, no one knew exactly where it was. For years, people wondered what had happened to the king's body. Some even believed it had been thrown into a river. But in 2012, an archaeologist named Philippa Langley led a team on a mission to find the king's remains. After digging, they discovered a skeleton in a grave that showed signs of injuries and physical differences that matched descriptions of Richard, like his curved back. After the discovery, researchers worked hard to confirm that the skeleton belonged to Richard III. They used a combination of DNA testing, historical records, and forensic analysis. They found that the skeleton's DNA matched the living descendants of Richard's family, proving that it was indeed his body. It was an incredible breakthrough that solved a mystery that had lasted for over 500 years. Inside the tomb, Richard's body had suffered severe injuries. Forensic experts believe he was killed in battle, possibly by a blow to the head, which could explain the damage to his skull. Other wounds were found on his body, which might have been added after his death as a form of disrespect. The tomb itself wasn't very fancy, and Richard wasn't buried with the royal honors many other kings received. He was hastily buried after his death in the Battle of Bosworth in 1485. Once the body was confirmed to be Richard's, the next big question was what to do with it. The remains were eventually reburied in Leicester Cathedral in 2015 after a legal battle over where he should be laid to rest. Some believed he should be buried in York, but the final decision was made to honor Leicester as the city of his discovery. Thanks to all the research and investigations, we now know a lot more about Richard III's death and his burial. The tomb and the discovery have opened up a new chapter in England's history, allowing us to learn more about a king who was once lost to time. Building upon the discovery of King Richard III's long-lost tomb, another incredible archaeological find would soon capture the world's imagination: the tomb of the Maya king Pakal, located in the ancient city of Palenque. In 1949, deep in the rainforests of Chiapas, Mexico, archaeologist Alberto Ruz Luillier made a discovery that would change our understanding of ancient Maya civilization forever. Ruz was digging at the ancient site of Palenque when he noticed a row of small holes in the floor of the Temple of Inscriptions. Intrigued, he carefully lifted the stone floor and found a hidden staircase. Little did he know, this would lead him to the tomb of one of the most powerful Maya rulers, Kinich Janab Pakal. As Ruz and his team worked tirelessly to remove the rubble blocking the stairway, they uncovered amazing treasures. Along the way, they found jade beads, human remains, carved heads, and even shells. These items suggested they were getting closer to something extraordinary. After overcoming several obstacles, they finally reached a tomb chamber and discovered a massive stone sarcophagus. The excitement was overwhelming, but the real surprise came when they opened the sarcophagus to find Pakal's body still covered in jade after more than 1,200 years. The discovery of Pakal's tomb was not only a remarkable find, but it also gave us incredible insights into Maya beliefs and culture. Pakal had ruled Palenque for nearly 70 years and had many buildings constructed in his honor, including the Temple of the Inscriptions. His tomb was carefully designed, with a limestone sarcophagus carved to represent his journey to the underworld. The imagery on the sarcophagus lid is incredibly detailed, showing Pakal lying in a posture that connects him with the maize god, a symbol of life, death, and rebirth. Inside the tomb, Ruz's team also found jade masks, intricate jewelry, and cinnabar, a red substance used to symbolize life and death. Pakal's body was adorned with jade ornaments, reinforcing his connection to the maize god. These items revealed just how important Pakal was and how the Maya viewed the afterlife. Archaeologists continue to study the tomb, learning more about the Maya civilization with every discovery. Today, Pakal's tomb remains one of the most significant archaeological finds in history. It's not just a place of great historical value, but also a testament to the rich culture of the ancient Maya. Researchers and archaeologists continue to explore this tomb, uncovering even more mysteries and deepening our understanding of this fascinating civilization. Just as Pakal's tomb revealed the splendor of the Maya civilization, the 1960s saw the discovery of Emperor Wu's tomb in China, offering a glimpse into the opulence and political might of the Han Dynasty under one of its most powerful rulers. Maoling Mausoleum, located in Shanxi Province, is the final resting place of Emperor Wu of the Han Dynasty, also known as Liu Che. This grand mausoleum is about 12 kilometers from Xingping City and 40 kilometers from Xi'an. It is the largest and most impressive of the Han Dynasty's imperial tombs, often called the Chinese Pyramid because of its massive size and the treasure it contains. Let's take a closer look at the tomb and what makes it so extraordinary. First, the tomb itself is an architectural marvel. It is shaped like an inverted bushel and made from pounded earth, which has allowed it to stand tall for centuries. The tomb measures 46.5 meters in height, with a base circumference of 240 meters. The surrounding area is also large, with walls around the tomb nearly 6 meters thick. This massive structure gives us an idea of how important Emperor Wu was and how much effort was put into building his final resting place. When researchers first discovered the tomb, they were amazed by the wealth of items found inside. Historical records mention golden treasures, sculptures, and a variety of other valuable items. The tomb was filled with figurines of animals like horses, tigers, and oxen, as well as birds, fish, and even turtles. These items were carefully crafted and were placed in the tomb to accompany the emperor in the afterlife. It's said that the tomb contained so many treasures that there was no more room to fit anything else by the time Emperor Wu passed away. As archaeologists continued to explore the area, they also found the tombs of important figures like General Huo Kubing and Lady Li. These tombs are part of a larger complex surrounding the emperor's tomb. The discovery of Huo Kubing's tomb was especially significant, as it contained many beautifully carved stone statues, including one famous carving of a flying steed stepping on a Hun. These stone carvings are considered masterpieces and offer insight into the art and culture of the Han dynasty. Finally, research into the Maoling Mausoleum continues today, and it provides historians with a wealth of information about Emperor Wu and the Han dynasty. The tomb structure, the items inside, and the surrounding tombs all tell the story of a powerful emperor and his reign. The Maoling Mausoleum is a testament to the glory of the Han dynasty and remains one of China's most important historical sites. But that's not all. The lost city of the Incas, Machu Picchu, was rediscovered in 1911 by Hiram Bingham and provided useful insights. Machu Picchu is one of the most fascinating places in the world. Sitting high in the mountains of Peru, this ancient city was built by the Inca Empire in the 1400s. People often call it the lost city of the Incas because it was hidden for centuries. It rests on a ridge 2,430 meters, 7,970 feet above sea level, surrounded by stunning green valleys and deep canyons. The Urubamba River flows nearby, cutting through the mountains and giving the site a subtropical climate. Even though it was abandoned long ago, Machu Picchu still holds many secrets that are waiting to be uncovered. For a long time, no one really knew what Machu Picchu was used for. Since the Inca people did not have a written language, there are no old documents describing the site when it was active. Archaeologists believe it was a royal estate for the Inca Emperor Pachacuti. He likely built it as a retreat after a successful military campaign. The city had stone houses, terraces for farming, and sacred temples. Some of the most famous structures include the Temple of the Sun, the Temple of the Three Windows, and the Intihuatana, a special carved rock used for astronomy and rituals. Deep inside Machu Picchu, hidden tombs reveal more about its past. Many skeletons found there belong to people who likely worked for the emperor. These workers, called bananas, took care of the city, farmed crops, and performed religious ceremonies. Studies show that most of them were not born in Machu Picchu, but came from different regions of the Inca Empire. Their bones even show signs of different diets, proving they had traveled from coastal areas and mountain regions before settling there. The remains of llamas, alpacas, and guinea pigs were also found, suggesting they were raised for food and rituals. The discovery of Machu Picchu is an incredible story. While local people always knew about it, the outside world remained unaware. In 1911, an American explorer named Hiram Bingham set out to find the lost city of the Incas. A local farmer led him to the ruins, where he found the name Agustin Lizarraga written on a wall. Lizarraga had visited the site in 1902, but Bingham's expedition brought global attention to Machu Picchu. He returned in 1912 to clear the overgrown jungle and study the site, making one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. As the mysteries of Machu Picchu unraveled the secrets of the Incan Empire, another enigma lay hidden in the steppes of Europe, the elusive tomb of Attila the Hun, whose location remains one of history's greatest unsolved puzzles. Attila the Hun was one of the most feared conquerors of his time. He ruled the Huns from 434 to 453 AD, striking terror into the hearts of the Roman Empire. But while history remembers his battles, his death and burial remain one of the biggest mysteries. No one knows exactly where his tomb is, and for centuries, people have searched for it, hoping to uncover lost treasures and secrets of the past. The most famous story about Attila's burial comes from a Gothic historian named Jordanus. He wrote that Attila's body was placed inside 3 coffins, one made of gold, another of silver, and the last of iron. Gold and silver symbolize the wealth he gained from Rome, while iron symbolized his power over many lands. But the most mysterious part is how the Huns hid his tomb. Some legends say they buried him under a river, changing its course so that no one could find his grave. Others believe he was laid to rest somewhere in Hungary, hidden deep in the vast plains. Despite many searches, Attila's tomb has never been found. Historians and treasure hunters have explored areas in Hungary, Serbia, and Romania, hoping to find traces of the legendary warrior. But there are no clear clues. The Huns were careful to keep the location a secret, even killing the men who dug the grave to make sure no one would reveal it. Over time, the landscape changed, and whatever signs existed disappeared. However, people haven't given up. Archaeologists have used modern technology, such as ground-penetrating radar, to scan the land for hidden structures. Some believe that Attila's grave could contain not only his remains, but also weapons, gold, and even the sacred sword of Mars, which was said to have given him his power. If found, it could be one of the greatest discoveries in history. Attila may be gone, but his name still lives on. In Hungary, many people see him as a hero rather than a villain. Towns claim to be his final resting place, and stories about his hidden tomb continue to capture the imagination. Until someone uncovers the truth, Attila's grave will remain one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Qin Shi Huang, first emperor of China. The famous terracotta army and the emperor's tomb were discovered in 1974. Imagine digging a well in your backyard and stumbling upon one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history. That's exactly what happened in 1974, when farmers in China accidentally unearthed pieces of life-size terracotta warriors. These ceramic soldiers, buried underground for over 2,000 years, were just the beginning of something much bigger. As archaeologists started digging deeper, they realized they had uncovered the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. The more they explored, the more shocking the discovery became. The tomb complex, covering 3.9 square miles, was filled with thousands of detailed warriors, horses, and chariots. These figures, originally painted in bright colors, were designed to protect the emperor in the afterlife. But the warriors weren't the only astonishing part of the tomb. Beneath a massive mound, the emperor's actual burial chamber remained sealed, hidden from the world. Digging into history isn't easy, and this tomb is no exception. Archaeologists have only uncovered a small portion of the site, and the emperor's underground chamber remains untouched. Why? Because ancient records claim the tomb is filled with deadly traps. The historian Sima Qian wrote that rivers of liquid mercury flow inside the tomb, creating a miniature version of China's landscape. Modern testing has found high levels of mercury in the area, making these ancient descriptions seem possible. Despite the dangers, research continues. Scientists have used technology to map the underground chamber without disturbing it. They've found walls, pathways, and a carefully designed drainage system. Along with warriors, they've uncovered statues of government officials, entertainers, and even acrobats, suggesting the emperor wanted not just protection, but entertainment in the afterlife. The mystery of Qin Shi Huang's tomb remains unsolved, and for now, archaeologists are taking their time. Opening the chamber without proper methods could damage the treasures inside. With new discoveries being made every year, the world may one day see what truly lies beneath the earth. But for now, the first emperor's secrets remain buried, waiting to be uncovered. Alexander the Great. His tomb is believed to have been located in Alexandria, Egypt, although its exact location remains a mystery. For centuries, people have searched for the lost tomb of Alexander the Great, but no one has found it for sure. Many old stories say his body was buried in Egypt, first in Memphis, and then moved to Alexandria. Famous rulers like Julius Caesar and Augustus visited his tomb, but by the 4th or 5th century, it disappeared. Since the 1800s, over 100 attempts have been made to find it. Going back to history, Alexander wished to be buried at the temple of Zeus Ammon in Siwa Oasis, but his generals ignored his request. After his death in Babylon in 323 BC, his golden coffin was taken to Macedonia. However, Ptolemy I Soter, one of his top generals, stole the body and took it to Egypt. He first buried Alexander in Memphis before later moving him to Alexandria, where the tomb became an important site for the Ptolemaic rulers. Many ancient writers confirm the tomb's existence. In 48 BC, Julius Caesar visited it, and later Cleopatra is said to have taken gold from the site. Augustus honored Alexander by placing flowers and a golden crown on his body. However, some rulers looted the tomb. Caligula took Alexander's breastplate, and later, in 199 AD, Septimius Severus sealed the tomb. In 215 AD, Caracalla removed treasures and left his own tunic and ring inside. By the 5th century, the tomb was lost, and even visitors like John Chrysostom couldn't find it. Even after centuries, some travelers claimed to see Alexander's tomb. The historian Leo Africanus, who visited Alexandria in the 1500s, described a small but honored tomb that locals believed held Alexander's remains. In 1610, George Sandys was shown a similar site. However, modern scholars think these reports were either misunderstandings or mistakes. Today, researchers continue searching for Alexander's tomb. Over 140 official attempts have been made, with many experts believing it is in central Alexandria. In the 1800s, some thought it was under the Nabi Daniel Mosque, but no proof was found. In 1993, a new theory suggested that Alexander was actually buried in Greece. But this is debated. The truth remains a mystery. Nefertiti, Egyptian queen. While her tomb is still a mystery, many believe she was buried in the Valley of the Kings or hidden in a secret chamber. Just picture this: discovering a place frozen in time, a tomb filled with breathtaking art and deep mysteries. That's exactly what archaeologists found when they uncovered the tomb of Queen Nefertari, the favorite wife of Pharaoh Ramesses II. Her tomb, known as QV66, sits in Egypt's Valley of the Queens and is considered one of the most beautiful burial sites ever found. Though it was looted long ago, its colorful paintings still tell the story of a queen's journey to the afterlife. The tomb was discovered in 1904 by Ernesto Schiaparelli, an Italian archaeologist and the director of the Egyptian Museum in Turin. When his team first stepped inside, they saw stunning wall paintings, some still perfectly preserved. These paintings show Nefertari as a powerful queen, a beloved wife, and a traveler to the afterlife. The tomb originally held her mummified body, but grave robbers took nearly everything, leaving behind only parts of her knees. Walking through the tomb, you would first go down a flight of steps leading to the antechamber, a room covered with paintings from the Book of the Dead. The ceiling is painted dark blue with golden stars, creating a heavenly effect. Another chamber shows gods like Osiris and Anubis welcoming Nefertari. Finally, a staircase leads to the burial chamber, the most important part of the tomb, where her granite sarcophagus once rested. In ancient times, Egyptians believed this room, called the Golden Hall, was where the soul transformed. Inside, the tomb's paintings reveal how Nefertari prepared for the afterlife. One famous painting shows her playing Senet, an ancient board game. This game wasn't just for fun, it was a symbol of the journey to eternity. Other images show her standing before Thoth, the god of writing, suggesting she was a scribe. Her tomb also includes spells from the Book of the Dead, guiding her spirit as it turned into a bird, flying freely in the afterlife. Scientists and researchers have studied the tomb for years, amazed by its art and secrets. The paintings give clues about Egyptian beliefs and their gods. They also reveal how much Ramesses II adored Nefertari, calling her the one for whom the sun shines. Despite looters, her story remains alive on the tomb walls. However, time has taken its toll. Water damage, bacteria, and even visitors' breath have harmed the paintings, causing the tomb to be closed in 1950. Efforts have been made to preserve what remains. Experts have worked to prevent further decay, protecting these stunning artworks for future generations. Even though Nefertari's treasures are gone, her tomb still holds one of the greatest artistic and historical wonders of ancient Egypt. The last one, the Tutankhamun King Tut tomb. Well, you're walking into a room that has been untouched for thousands of years, filled with treasures and mysteries from the past. That's exactly what happened in 1922, when archaeologist Howard Carter discovered the tomb of Pharaoh Tutankhamun in Egypt's Valley of the Kings. Unlike many other royal tombs that were robbed long ago, this one was mostly untouched, hidden beneath layers of debris. It was smaller than other pharaohs' tombs, possibly meant for someone else before being used for Tutankhamun's sudden burial. Inside the tomb, every inch of space was packed with objects meant to help the young king in the afterlife. Gilded shrines surrounded his stone sarcophagus, which held 3 nested coffins, one of solid gold. Nearby, there were statues, furniture, clothing, and even a foldable bed, the only complete one ever found from ancient Egypt. Weapons, jewelry, and a pair of trumpets were also inside, along with 130 walking sticks, some believed to be used by the pharaoh himself. While the tomb gave little information about Tutankhamun's rule, it revealed much about how wealthy Egyptians lived and buried their dead. Some objects, like a dagger made of rare iron, amazed historians. Others, such as magic bricks inscribed with protective spells, showed how Egyptians prepared for the afterlife. Interestingly, no papyrus scrolls were found, which disappointed researchers hoping to uncover secrets about his reign. After its discovery, the tomb's treasures were moved to museums, with some artifacts traveling the world for exhibitions. However, tourism and flooding have damaged the tomb over time. To protect it, Egypt built a full-scale replica nearby, allowing visitors to experience its wonder without harming the original site. Today, Tutankhamun remains one of history's most famous pharaohs, all because of this incredible discovery. Lost tombs hold secrets from the past, waiting to be uncovered. Every discovery gives us new clues about ancient rulers, forgotten treasures, and mysterious rituals. But with so many tombs still hidden, who knows what secrets are yet to be found? The search continues, and the next great discovery could change history forever.